What we're going to do here is we're going to do a O-ring change in the throttle shaft on an International RD pump. I've done several of these pumps over the years. I've got a pulling tractor that I run one of these pumps on, a 500 plunger pump, and I've done them on the tractors, and I've done them. It is most easiest to have the pump off the tractor to do this, but it's really not worth taking the pump off the tractor to do it because it can be done. So come on in and we're gonna go ahead and do a video. So I've taken some of the screws loose here and put some reader glasses on so I can see here. So I've taken some of them loose. I haven't taken them out, but I've taken them loose. So the first thing you're going to need to do, obviously, is you got to pull this top cover off. That's got to come off the pump. On the back of the pump here, your pump might have a cover over this. The screw goes in the back of the cover right here. This will be the back, and it covers up this. This is the torque screw. This is where you increase the fuel on the pump, turn it out, it increases the fuel, you turn it in, it decreases the fuel. So what I'll do is, again, I've loosened this up and I'm going to take this completely out just to get it out of the way. You don't necessarily probably have to take this out, but I'm going to take it out anyway, just so we can see in there better. Okay, so I got that out. I'm going to take this out right here. This is the governor spring pin. So you're going to want to take this out, and it takes a couple. You want to hold this together because this is going to fall. The spring, you don't want it to fall inside, or you're going to go fishing, especially on the tractor. It makes it a little bit tough. So you want to make sure you're holding on to this. You're going to flip this up, hold on to this assembly, and take it out like this. Okay, now this pump happens to be an older style pump, and this is the spring style on that. Your pump you have might be the newer style. So we'll set that down, and now we're going to take the governor, I can't think of what this is called, but the fuel shutoff arm and the governor spring arm. We're going to take that assembly out of there. That's got to come out. Pretty simple to do. Just leave when you're doing this, just leave the screws right in it, and you'll pick the whole assembly right out. Okay. So here it comes. I take that whole assembly out. Now you notice this arm right here with a roll pin in it. That goes down in the groove of the timing sleeve that's down in there. So when you put this back together, make sure it goes in the groove, because this is where your timing sleeve. That's how your engine gets shut off in the beginning of timing for the fuel. So we're going to take this assembly, we're going to set it down. So now we've gotten to the point where we're to the throttle shaft, and we can work on in here and take stuff apart. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the fuel increase spring off, and what this leaf spring does, again, it's going to take two fingers once you get in here to take this apart. Take that apart, and what this spring does right here is this is your increased fuel spring for starting, and this spring pushes on the governor sleeve, pushes it forward when the tractor shut off, and holds it forward while you're cranking it to increase the fuel so it starts easier. So we got to find the right Allen wrench here, and we got some collars in here now on the throttle shaft that we got to take out. Now I typically do not take the set screws out of these. Take it off. There's a detent on that shaft, and you kind of feel it's not roll. I'll turn this screw until I'm out of the detent. So that's loose right there. We're going to do the same thing with this collar here. And this collar also has a detent in the shaft. Okay, that one comes out. Okay, so now those are loose, so I can start pulling my throttle shaft out right now. So this is tricky. You've got, typically there could be some sheet metal washers in there with some Teflon washers. I believe this one just has a Teflon washer on this side, so you're going to want to pull this out. You want to hold on to that, because you don't want to lose those parts down in the bottom of the pump, because again, you're going to go fishing if you do. So here we go. We got one collar out. Pay attention how it goes. When you take this collar out, you want to put a zip tie or something on it to make sure you get the same components back together, because that shaft, this governor arm in here, has to be free. It has to float free. And if you put the wrong shims and stuff back together and that's tight, it's not going to work. Your governor action and your pump will not work. So put a zip tie, put something and hold those together. Okay, so right now I'm going to work my way out here, the governor arm. So I'm going to reach in, I'm going to hold the other collar on the other side as not to lose my parts out of it. Okay, just heard the governor arm slide out. I got my other parts. Now pay attention how I just pulled this out. This actually rolled around, and I should have showed you that before I took this apart, but this actually sits in there like this, because when you shut the fuel off, this grabs the fuel shutoff lever that we pulled out early on and shuts the fuel off on the tractor. So let's take that, put it down. Okay, we've got the governor arm. You can let it float in there, doesn't matter. It's probably just easiest to get it out of the way. You pull that out, set it down. Okay, we're going to pull the throttle shaft off. See the detents in your throttle shaft where those collar set screws go. Okay, on the outside there's some washers here. Those are kind of a spring-loaded washer. They're there for a reason. Keep them on there. So you got it out. Okay, now you're down to your O-rings. Now, on the tractor, this is going to be the toughest part of your project. The O-ring is right here. The outside one's the easy one to get. I'm not going to pick these out because these are fresh O-rings in this pump. This pump has been apart, put back together. This is actually a pulling pump. It's a big displacement pump. Never had to use it. But when you go to take this O-ring out, so this O-ring is way on the outside. You can't get this. It's very difficult because it's up against the block. You're really tight. So the way to fish this O-ring out is go through the hole, and it might take a couple tools, and you're going to have to bend the end of a tool, the tip of it, so you can poke that O-ring, get underneath it, and fish it out of there. And it takes a couple tools, and it's going to take some patience. I've done it before, like I mentioned, and I've set a few choices.